Tuesdays and Thursdays, chilling out, maxing, relaxing and smoking, joking with the boo. Oh yeah, I'm token. Okay, that's all I got.
John.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are now live on the YouTube.
I feel like my blood pressure raised by just like. Do you look angry? Do I look angry? No. I can see how Christian Bale got very upset on the set. I can see that.
I now understand.
Maybe we don't cancel everybody who yells at poor technicians. Maybe that's the only way they learn.
That's right.
Okay. Let's go ahead and take a shot because we gotta. Let's wash out these bad vibes, right? Ooh, okay. I need a shot to put these flames out. Yes, I do. All right. And then, while we do this, we'll raise a glass on a special day. It's the Lord's Day.
Cheers.
Here, John. Cheers to you. Everybody. Thanks, everyone, for listening, for tuning in. Okay. All right.
Hit those.
For you, you're talking about Woody Harrelson. Stories on the internet are pointing to the fact that his mom is also the mother of Matthew McConaughey, that they might actually be brothers. If you kind of look at the two, they look pretty similar, DNA-wise, but there's been a story that's breaking that Woody Harrelson's brother is actually the actor of Matthew McConaughey. Just thought I'd throw that into the mix. Right. Anyway, have a good night.
Cheers.
That's
great. People look
at me and Bloku. They're like,
I think you might have the same father. Absent much, Dad? Mm-hmm. Or, wait, no, same mother. Whatever. He gets it.
Could you actually do that? Like, I don't know, every Tuesday and every Thursday, like, you know, you just have it where, like, you know, the community can, like, submit, like, jingles for, like, your intros. So you don't actually have that one all the time. It's just that you have, like, this variety of all these different jingles. So 1 week it's Mona Lisa, next moment is you guys playing that kazoo shit that you do. It'll be great. It'll be a massive community. Do it, yeah.
See, apparently, this motherfucker has so many irons in the fire. That's what we do. So we start the YouTube with a random community member. We started with another thing about Dave. We started with Mindfox. We started with Mr. V. We've got great sound bites. Fucking great therapist. Great sound bites. But then the show, the real board, the stuff where you get your notebooks out, because this is all precursor. This is all like the preface of the book before we actually get into the meat and bones. That's always with the didgeridoo and the kazoo, which may God have mercy on his soul.
What kind of tomfoolery is this?
I think we preemptively did shots. We need one more break.
It seems like it's like blatantly an impossibility, but the way the world is, I mean, some people have jungle fever. Some people like dancing in the snow. So fuck off. I think there could be some kind of similarity.
I'm saying. Dancing in the snow. Dance like everyone's looking. That's how I'm going to get on fame, John. Dance like everybody's looking.
I'm gonna be dancing in the corner.
I'll be in the corner, dancing by myself.
Well, it sounds like we need to start the show. What do you think?
I do, and I poured a shot just for that reason. Okay.
Great. I just got my new drink, so I'm ready to go as well. Oh, I need a shot. Hold on.
Yeah. I got my new drink. I got my new school shoes on. Got a backpack full of pencils and pens. I'm ready to learn. Let's go to school with John L. Peacock. Cheers. Bing, bing, bing.
Cheers, everybody. You're welcome for listening. Oh. Well, howdy.
Here we go. It's a Pavlovian response, John. Now, if I ever hear a didgeridoo and a kazoo together, I know things are about to get weird. Like I just start like, oh man, does everyone have a pair of extra pants and a sweatshirt and a catcher's mitt, an old priest and a young priest, Polaroid camera, a canoe that fits 4, and a microwave oven? I don't know what we need them for, but I feel like that's going to be the answer.
I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm my boy Pete, already starting with the bullshit ideas in Southern California.
And you're listening to Two Sided, a live recorded podcast where each week I challenge Pete with a bit of the two sides of life, the serious and the fun.
The you and the me, John. The wrong and the right. The no and the yes, 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 sir. More, please. The ebb and the flow, the push and the pull, the tug and the tear, the Sodom and the Gomorrah. Both good cities. There's a package deal. If you want to visit one, you visit both. And there's a whole podcast along the way you can listen to. Might I mention, it's on Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Standard Time, John. I digress.
I don't know why they get all lumped together. I was just in Gomorrah. I don't know about the other place. Anyway, my boy Pete, let's start with a quick check-in. How you feeling? Like you're talking around the campfire.
There was a day many years ago that I felt just like this. I remember that day so well. Takes me back. Someone hand me that guitar. Play harmonica. Ooh, s'mores. Those were the good old days, John. Days when you feel pretty good. You remember when you had dreams and goals and ambitions. The world was your oyster and you were no longer allergic to shellfish. But then it all changed, John. But this was one of those days before. It was a good day. Good day, John.
Well, good day to you too, man. Hey, let's hit that message and keep going. Day to you too.
In the corner, because it's a crowded room. Oh, I spilled my drink and my pants are stained and I'm dancing with myself in the corner now. Oh, I can't get out. Oh, looks like a fire hazard. Oh, I gotta go.
About 6 months or a year ago, I had Funyuns for the first time in my life, and I'm just gonna put it out there. What fucking shitty. There are other chips, like crisps. I'm sorry, but Funyuns, overrated.
Oh, they're horrible. Yeah, no, it's a stoner food, and you have to be super fucked up and asked me
Oh,
the only thing there, I would always say like, no, I would never buy them. I will never buy them. But if there's nothing else around and you have one, like, all right, I'll have more. Yeah.
Right. Well, speaking of Funyuns, that's going to lead us to our first lightning round. Hey, lightning round guy. I'm right here, brother. I'm right here.
I'm good. I'm good.
You know, stuff, things, the usual.
Get it if you don't want me around. I won't have to write a script by myself if no one's gonna yes hand me in this motherfucker. Guy has an axe to grind with someone. I don't even know who.
Wow. He was just real aggressive. Real aggressive.
Super aggressive. It's a bit that, yeah, we need to sit him down and have an HR meeting to see what the job descriptions are, and if we need to let him go.
Well, anybody who's anybody knows that the first lightning round of the episode is always a standard Q&A. My boy Pete, are you ready for the questions?
I'm so ready for questions, John. I know the answers to these ones. Been studying
Oh,
all night.
I know you do, because the first question's a soft pitch. It's hey, my boy Pete, how are you like your father?
Nothing like him. 100 times better. We had porta potties, and I had a crossbow out. It done him like one of the Lannister boys.
Well, then, next question, my boy Pete, how are you and your father different?
We both hate. He hates porta potties. I love them. I'm not scared of crossbows.
All right. My boy Pete, do you consider your father an influence on your life?
100%. 100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
All right. Final question.
While we got all personal, John.
Hey, final question. Would you call your father, my boy Pete, a good man?
Holy shit. Did he put you up to this? Is this what this is? Am I going to get fucking punked? If you're doing this, if you're on someone's side, John, you got to fucking tell me if you're a cop. Is this thing bugged?
We're not being recorded, right?
No more questions.
Nope.
This is a private conversation. Attorney-client privilege. Remember I gave you that $1 retainer back in the day? Still on retainer,
Yeah.
bro. That's what that means.
Turns out I never passed the bar, so that doesn't count.
Oh, that's right. We made the joke. We were passing a bar, and I gave you $1. You're like, you did now. I think it'll hold up in a court of law. I'm 99% sure it will.
Yeah.
Like, but how did you solidify it? Well, we stopped at the next one and drank to our success. But we're not going to tell you how many drinks. That's attorney-client privilege. Fist bump.
Well, there we go. That was one of the quicker lightning rounds we've had. You're on it. You are on it.
Yeah, I figure out it's best not to engage with the help around here. It's good to run your own program when you need to. Get in, get out. Do not engage, John. It's like a special forces tactical op. It's surgical precision, John. I'm more of a sniper when I'm focused. When I get hammered, I'm more of a shotgun comedian. Everyone is downrange, is definitely in danger. No one is safe. Or everyone is safe. Either way.
Right.
Early
well,
on,
before we...
sniper.
Before we get into our first segment, I want to acknowledge those on our YouTube page. For those listening live, you can jump on to the YouTube page with that link above. For those not listening live but want to check out our YouTube page, it's at Two Sided Pod. Our handle is at TWO Sided Pod, all one word. And you can check us out. Our beautiful live mugs.
But I would not recommend it, because the shit that is going to go on here. I promised John that I was going to drink this hot pot of boiling oil that I had as a finale. He said, "You won't do it." I was like, "I will now." So tune in for that.
Right. Right now we got live in the chats Spondy. Shout out to Spondy with his first one. Right. Woo, buddy.
My man.
Hey, in addition to that, those listening live on the stereo app are hitting us up on those messages. So we're going to get into our first segment. You know how I like to plow through without messages. So let's get through these, and then we'll jump into the first one.
Ooh, okay. Giddy up. Oh, plow through these.
Okay,
yep.
We're gonna. Okay, yep.
The world is your oyster, and you're no longer allergic to shellfish. I will remember that forever. That is fantastic.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Cheers. Thanks, man.
Although it seems when I turned 40, that allergy came back tenfold. So now it's now I no longer am not allergic to shellfish.
Right? Yeah. Weird things start happening. Starting getting allergic to things. You make sounds when you stand up. Like, where did that come from? I just got out of bed. Why do I have to announce it to the world? Oh, I gotta... Come on, baby.
What a breath of fresh air. Two adults talking on the podcast stereo. Mercy. Roy Orbison. Mercy. Finally, adults. Thank
John, that's going to be our pitch now from now on. Hey, man, you guys like adults on the stereo? Well, we are two of them. We may not act like it, and we may not drink like it, but no, actually we do. We drink like adults with active drinking problems.
Say, I have had my fill of children, okay, and unmature individuals, okay.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Shit, come on.
It's all about you, Mr. Shellfish.
Yeah, I told you I broke my phone, so I gotta fucking play messages in weird ways. Okay.
You guys' vocabulary is way more churmo than bro and dude and all that.
Oh, you just wait for it. You're about to get educated. John L. Peacock here is about to drop some knowledge. He researches things. Like everyone says, it's fun, but I feel like I have to have a pad and paper. I'm like, and we'll send you a certificate if you complete one full course of the Two-Sided Pod. It says, I listen to these stupid sons of bitches for way too long. I was entertained, I learned, I laughed, I cried. May God have mercy on my soul. It's embossed, it's engraved. It's beautiful. You can frame it.
Mercy.
Oh, Two-Sided Podcast.
Bum, bum, bum. And that's going to lead us into our first segment of the episode. We're going to talk about Charles Harrelson.
Okay. Dad, the hitman.
That's right, baby.
Okay. I know all about Daddy the Hitman. Allegedly. I didn't do
Allegedly.
it all right. Hey, look at my hands. Look at my hands, Woody. Hey, look at my hands.
That's right. So on September 1st, 1980, near Van Horn, Texas, just 30 miles from the Mexican border, a man was seen shooting the tire of his car in a state of cocaine-induced paranoia. He thought, it was later learned, that someone had planted a surveillance bug in his car. As cops arrived on the scene,
I'm just going to go on a limb and says, who hasn't shot a tire or two in a deranged cocaine binge of paranoia? Right? I mean, come on. Walk a mile in that guy's cocaine-filled shoes. Isn't that what Jesus said? It's biblical. Look it up. I believe this is one of the Corinthians.
so as the cops
What do
arrived on
you
the
say to
scene,
the cops?
the same man, the man put the same gun with which he shot at his tires to his head, claiming that he was responsible for the murder of President John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, but again, that was going to be my next thing. Who hasn't shot a tire, admitted to the Kennedy assassination,
Right.
said they have an active, ongoing, long-term relationship with Bigfoot, aka the Yeti. Depends on if he's in the summer or winter. Same dude. Little did you know.
Huh.
And also, it's good to see you guys. I was really lonely out here. You guys want to start a business? Those are the things you say in the delusional cocaine binge. I've heard. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this man, Charles Void Harrelson, was born in Lovelady, Texas on July 23rd, 1938. Charles was the youngest of 6 from Void and Alma, and many of his family members worked in law enforcement.
Boyd. V-O-I-D.
Voyde.
Still, if we say Boyd, it's a little bit disheartening for the citizens. Throw a Y in that motherfucker. They'll move in. Fair enough, boss. Throw a Y in.
Voy. Why? Because we love you.
O-I-D. Okay.
So, also, Charles may have been born in Huntsville, Texas, not Lovelady, and also maybe in 1939 or maybe 1937. Anyway,
Okay.
July 23rd is the hard date for his birth. After leaving school, Charles moved to California. He briefly served in the U.S. Navy in the 1950s, but after he was discharged, he turned to the wayward life of crime.
Allegedly, I wouldn't call it wayward. There's some good crime out there. Crime does pay. Those who say you doesn't, like they're not in the right business.
Well,
Allegedly.
and he was in a very lucrative 1950s con style business because he was first charged with robbery in 1959 in Los Angeles because he was working as an encyclopedia salesman and he was using his salesman routine to make money and also stake out houses that he would later rob.
Awesome.
But that was just the beginning of his alleged criminal career.
Alleged and multitasker at that. Like so far, I see nothing wrong. This is a real up and go getter, real entrepreneur, man about town.
He seems
slight cocaine habit.
Well, that's later. We're in the 50s. He seems to have been married to 4 women in his life. Nancy Hillman, Diane Lou Oswald, Joanne, no last name given, and Gina Adele Foster. Though Diane Lou is the only one we know a bit about. We know that they married in 59, divorced in 64, and they had 3 children. He may have had more children out of wedlock, but nothing has been confirmed yet.
Know how that is. Keep them guessing, John. That's not true. That's not true.
So with that divorce in '64, Charles was living in Houston and gambling full time. According to prison memoirs he later wrote, he claimed to have been involved in dozens of murder for hire plots during this time before he left his family fully, and completely out of their lives in '68.
Okay, so he kind of jumped to the chase. So he confessed to that in prison.
That was part of his memoirs. Yeah, later in life, he confessed to. Well, he said it. He was also a bit of a boaster. That was a huge thing about him. He was an amazing gambler. He was a big personality, and he loved to boast. And so he claimed to be part of the JFK assassination. Right? There's a lot of things that he claimed that he later recanted in his memoirs. This is one of the things that he claimed.
Yeah, Bigfoot. I call him old Billy. That's his name, Billy.
Right.
Yeah, we hang out all the time, every summer.
In 1968, Charles was arrested for the murder of grain dealer Sam Deglia in a contract killing in South Texas. That year, Charles was arrested 3 times, twice for murder, including the one I just said. He was acquitted for one in '70, but in '73 he was convicted of killing that grain dealer for a job of $2,000 and sentenced to 15 years behind bars, but he was released just after 5 because he had really good behavior. He was a, stand-up kind of guy. People like to talk to him.
Yeah, well, no one paid him to kill anyone while he was there. That's the thing. I'm not a bad guy. It's the economy that's fucking you up. Right. If they didn't pay me, I wouldn't do it.
Hey, no one wants to see how the sausage is made, right?
Right. Hey, it's a customer-based economy, and I'm the man who's going to serve that customer.
So in May 29th of '79, a single shot rang out in an Alamo Heights neighborhood, echoing through the city and beyond, because this killing marked the first time a federal judge was killed on U.S. soil.
I feel like we were getting the beginning of a Bob Dylan song. Shot rang out in the dead of night. This is the story of Woody Harrelson's dad. A song you never knew, but now you have. You want more verses, John? I got to think of them quick. I was like, how does the rest of the song go?
Then the authorities came to blame. Okay, so John Wood, Judge John Wood, known as Maximum John, for the tough punishments he gave drug traffickers, according to San Antonio Express News archives. The judge was inspecting a sudden flat tire on the road when he was shot in the back of the head. Little evidence was left and no leads. Then, that September 1980 tire shooting of Charles that led to an altercation with the cops. And after 6-hour standoff with the police, Texas-based criminal Charles Harrelson was arrested. He wasn't arrested for his claims of being involved in the JFK assassination, but for the murder of the federal judge, John Wood, because he also claimed that one.
Mm-hmm. Cocaine's a hell of a drug, John.
One day before passing sentence on marijuana trafficker Jimmy Chagra, Maximum John was gunned down. And that's the connection that they had. So that night, for one Houston jailer, while he was arrested for that charge, the jailer knew another side of this killer. This is a interview that the jailer had, or not interview, but an interview of the jailer about a conversation he had with him on that night in 1970. Right, is that right? No, 1980. Sorry, yeah, that's my bad. 1980.
That was a hard intro to follow. So, Jimmy Chagra was in jail.
Yes, and going to be sentenced by the judge.
And then the night before, the night he was killed, the judge was killed, a jailer had a conversation with Jimmy Chagra, and this is the conversation that allegedly took place in 1980.
Sorry, my bad. It is the conversation that the jailer had with Charles. the night he was arrested for that murder. When he claimed it the same time he claimed about the JFK murder, right? He was throwing stuff out there, and they arrested him for that one. So he's in jail in Houston.
So you just got to say, hey, his booking officer.
Great.
Cut to the chase. Conservation of words, John. We've all had fingerprints. We know what booking officers are. God damn it. It's on our permanent records because we're adults.
So he was just 21 years old then, and he was in charge of keeping watch for the high-risk inmates that include Charles. And he said he called him Deacon because he was able to recite the Bible verses just at will. He was very charismatic, and he said, quote, the jailer said, quote, he could quote the Bible just like a pastor or a deacon. He was one of the most well-mannered and intelligent person that I ever met in jail. He was extremely knowledgeable in the law and in the Bible. I was always wondering what he was thinking. And this is after he's coming off coke. Remember that.
Right. He did say he wanted to start a business in hemp. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything later in life and later stories we'll talk about. But he was pitching me big on business ideas.
So
before he came down.
He was indicted of that murder later because evidence revealed that drug kingpin Jimmy Chagra, whose case was about to come up, had paid him $250,000. Chagra, worried about the sentence that would soon be imposed by Judge Wood, apparently conspired with his wife and brother to hire Charles and carry out the murder.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff about like how they were able to get more evidence. I'm just going to say the fragments of the bullet were traced to a shotgun. No, I'm sorry, 240 Weatherby Mark rifle that was recently purchased by his wife Joanne.
Okay. So yeah, so you shot the.
So more connections, right?
Okay, yeah, he's a hell of a shot too. All right.
Got convicted, was there for life. We're going to jump to an attempted escape because he's that cool. From the Atlanta Federal Penitentiary in 1996, Charles was transferred to Supermax prison in Florence, Colorado. In a letter to a friend, Charles wrote that he enjoyed life inside the maximum security facility, writing that, quote, there are not enough hours in a day for my needs. As a matter of fact, the silence is wonderful, end quote.
Nice. So he didn't. Okay. So I guess you buried so we didn't hear anything about his escape. He tried in 96, but then went to Supermax. You didn't hear how he escaped or what happened. I thought we were talking about that.
It was a failed escape. No, he didn't make it out. He got out to the yard and was at the fence and couldn't get out of the way and like he wasn't shot. He was just reined back in and they're like, hey, you were high risk. He got out of his jail cell, and so they put him to Supermax.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's the information we're missing.
Yeah. So with an interview of Charles during his lifelong incarceration, he claimed, quote, at the same time I said I'd killed the judge, I said I had killed Kennedy, which might give you an idea of the state of my mind at the time. So he was proposing that this was, quote, in an effort to elongate my life. He was saying, I didn't do the JFK and I also didn't do the judge. But some people actually think he might have been involved in the JFK assassination.
Yeah, there's that whole theory, but that one has been disproven.
So there's this thought of the the three tramps,
Mm-hmm.
and he is the tallest of the three. There was a forensic artist that seems to have shown kind of him, or at least a good rough estimate of him.
Yeah, totally. There was I had a forensic psychic come in. I'm getting a reading from a Harrelson. A Harrelson? I'm feeling a Harrelson shooting energy from this knoll over here. John. You simple-minded bitch.
So Charles Harrelson died in prison on March 15th, 2007, ages 69, from a heart attack in his cell at the Colorado Supermax, which he was like, I'm fine with. Not the death, but the being at that Supermax. And the crazy thing is that around the time of that initial shooting in 1979, we're going back to uh, a handsome young man with blonde hair, an engaging smile, and a vaguely familiar face confronted Yvonne Street in the hallway of Houston's Briarwood School. He asked, "Do you remember me?" And it's Tracy Woodrow Tracy Harrelson. Street, who ran the school for children with behavioral problems, couldn't believe her eyes. Though Tracy had been one of her favorite students, she hadn't seen him since '71. And then the 10-year-old transferred to Briarwood, from Briarwood to another school. And now Tracy's called Woody. And he graduated from high school and received a scholarship to Hanover, a small college in Indiana. He had planned to study drama or journalism, she recalls, because he had a story that he had to tell, a quote from her. And that was the oldest of Charles's 3 children, which we'll talk about more in a bit.
Are we done with this?
All right, everyone was talking about it. So we'll just finish on the possible out of wedlock children. Matthew McConaughey. It's not the mom that might be the mother of Matthew. It's Charles. It's actually him who might have been the father of Matthew McConaughey. So they discovered during True Detectives the possibility while on vacation in Greece that their parents had crossed paths, possibly sexually, in the past. My mom said, "Woody, I knew your dad," Matthew recalled. Quote, "Everyone was aware of the ellipses that my mom left after knew. It was a loaded K-N-E-W." End quote.
My husband fucked your dad so hard. Wait, what?
What? Hey, what? Huh?
I don't need to know this. So we're not brothers? Oh, not in that way.
So that's Charles Harrelson, father of Woody and possibly Matthew McConaughey.
There you go, John. There you go. There you go. You know, that's Charles Harrelson for you. There's some great, like he put out his memoir, and then there's some great, they did a book. There's been a couple books on him.
Oh, yeah.
That have been pretty good. But
the funny thing is, he has a story like to tell beyond. There was additional interest once Woody became quite the A-list figure. People were like, "Oh, this is something to talk about," but they didn't need that to write these books on him, right? Because of the intrigue. He was such a fascinating character. I blew through a lot. If you want to learn more, there's the books, there's a couple of documentaries, there's a couple podcast episodes. Like, check out Charles Harrelson. He's very, very fascinating. And we keep on saying allegedly because he was convicted, but he did maintain his innocence.
But don't take our word for it. Go to your local library. Get a book. Give a hoot. Don't pollute. Come on, John. We're going to be a PSA. We're going to get sponsorship somehow, baby.
I gotta skip to the end because I'm just like, I have no patience. So anyway, I found out that apparently Charles Harrelson was Woody Harrelson's father.
Listen to him. He's trying to.
Yeah, I'll see myself out.
I love it because that's why John insists we don't play messages till we're done, because of people like you. Oh, I said people like you.
Okay, so I'm just sticking around on Instagram while I listen to you guys because that's what I do. Like, it's weird because like I don't do drugs or anything, but I have low attention span. But the thing is, anyway, so my point is that all of a sudden I go onto Lab Bible, one of the many great things about Instagram. Just go onto Lab Bible, and you're seeing about the whole Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. So that's a weird coincidence. Very weird coincidence. It's like this was planned. Just saying. Maybe you plan your podcast? Who knows?
We're like this with Meta. We are like this. I don't know where he starts, we begin. All right, John. You're muted, buddy.
Here I am. So
he's
yeah,
going through puberty, folks. Yeah. Okay. All right.
let's do a shot, baby.
Yeah.
I've been wanting.
Go for a walk outside down the two sides, calling my name. They're calling me. Time to do a shot or two. It's time to do a shot or two with you. Such a Tuesday. Shots for you. But it's Thursday. That means 4. Come on, folks. It's a two-sided day. Beep.
Cheers.
Whoop. Come on, John. His voice is changing, but he's podcasting, baby. That's true grit.
I've been wanting to do this this duo for a while. I think for a year. I've saved this one, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it on 420. That's the perfect time to present this one live. And I knew you called me on it. What I wanted to do, my normal instinct was like, it's that special day. I'm going to talk about that special day, even though most people aren't going to listen to it on that special day. And I could have, and I would have, and maybe I should have, but instead I was like, nah. Let's talk about these two guys.
Okay. I don't know who these two guys are. Is it Ben and Jerry? Oh, I love Ben and Jerry. Laurel and Hardy. Keebler and his elves.
Actually, it's my boy Pete and the guy who's about to come up with the lightning round.
What? Okay. I'm glad he didn't come out for this one. He had a very hard intro at the beginning. He knows what's good for him, so he's staying indoors because it might rain hard if we don't know what's going on. We're trying to mitigate problems at this point. I think he's been given a written warning the last couple shows and still hasn't adhered to the timeline. I'm like, you know what, bro? Walking papers are in the mail. I think he knows what's coming. So
fascinating duo. We'll talk about my boy Pete and lightning round guy another time. But right now, we have our second lightning round of the episode, and this lightning round segment is one of your favorite and mine, and I think one of my boy Pete's favorite as well. It's Decipher That Cockney Slang. That's right, Decipher That Cockney Slang, where I give my boy Pete a well-known Cockney slang phrase, and he lets us know what it means in plain old English.
All right. Could you use your explanation in a sentence? What is the origin of your explanation?
It's the rhyming slang that those from South London have used for centuries.
Right. Is it bigger than a bread box? Animal, mineral, or vegetable? Sorry. I want to go on a road trip and play video games, play guessing games. Okay, go. Here you go, I'm ready.
And this is the one where we actually introduce a brand new portion of this. That's right. We went out and never mind. I'm going to cut that out in 3, 2, 1. So your first one, my boy Pete, is the phrase Adam and Eve. Decipher that Cockney slang phrase, Adam and Eve.
John, could you use it in a sentence?
I can't Adam and Eve that you're not understanding this, my boy Pete.
I can't hardly believe.
That is correct.
See, if you can just use it in a sentence like a normal person.
All right. So the next one I will use in a sentence after I say it. The next one is adamants. Adamants. That's right. He went to put on his adamants before he went outside.
Is hat and pants. Adamants. Those are great hits. Adamant. But put on his knickers. Let's see, knickers.
That's right. Yeah, he put on his pants. Oh, this next one's fun. It goes back to the Greeks on this one. So the Cockney is Ajax. Ajax, and I'm not going to actually use it in a phrase, but I'm going to say Ajax is rhyming with something that we just had the season of. We Americans just had to deal with our Ajax.
Was that your stomach? You should feed that thing. Was it because you didn't pay your tax?
That is right. Yes. Ah, 3 for 3. See, you're doing so great. And finally, this is another fun one. It goes back to the good old Church of England days with the alderman's nail. The alderman's nail.
Alderman's nail. The term is the alderman's nail.
The term is the alderman's nail, and I'm sorry, it's just alderman's nail. The term is alderman's nail. And the sentence I'll use it in is in co-ed prep school, he was also always chasing alderman's nail.
All them girls' tails.
That is correct.
Yeah, he was a pea-hound, man. Went to boarding school, pea-hound. You know, Adam and Ant, pussies and snails. You know. Boarding school's a bitch.
And another fantastic and very quick lightning round goes to my boy Pete.
Trying to do my best work I can, John. I'm trying to make you proud. Really trying to step up my game. My agent said you were searching out for another co-host, and I was like, I guess I need to prove myself when the contract season's up for signing again. So I expect a bonus.
And they say the legal marijuana makes you slow. We're going so fast. We're doing this so well.
It's all that cocaine, really. How much you've done? Not enough to shoot a tire out of a car yet and commit the JFK assassination, but I'm getting there. All right, so almost like Mr. Harrelson coke level. Almost.
See that rail? That ought to do it. So,
Allegedly,
because we're moving, always allegedly, because we are moving along so well, here's one that I haven't read in a while. My boy Pete, did you know that there's more Two-Sided Pod out there? That's right. We are currently recording each episode of the Two-Sided Podcast live on the Stereo app every Thursday, starting at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern, which is also live streamed on our YouTube channel, handle at Two-Sided Pod, TWO Sided Pod, all one word. We're on Patreon,
lowercase.
Instagram, and Twitter. Again, same handle, at Two-Sided Pod, TWO Sided Pod, all one word. We also have a Gmail for anyone who wants to suggest a topic or to come on to our Tuesday open chat stereo show. Same start time as Thursday. That's twosidedpod@gmail.com. And finally, our podcast has gone viral. You can listen to Two-Sided on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you get your podcasts. We'd love if you follow and rate us. And while you're doing that, give us 5 stars. It doesn't hurt you. It only helps us. And also subscribe and hit that alert on our YouTube channel. We thank you kindly.
Good, John. It's good. It's the kind of speech that I tune out. It's like the seatbelt thing when you get on a plane. Like, nah, I know what he's going to say. It's all white noise to me. I feel like a parent with a toddler at the fucking checkout line. You're screaming, I don't give a shit. I'm reading the Inquirer. Man gives birth to baby. Look at that. That's a fact right there. That's a fact. That boy lives another 10 years. Look, that's true. I don't hear you crying. That's a good one though, John. You should put that out somewhere. Wrap it up in a bow, put it in a box and nice, send it to someone who fucking cares.
I haven't said that in a while.
I know. And if you have people berating John's research and well-read publicity for our show, you can check off 2 boxes on a 2-sided bingo card. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Well, brother, we're
See, everything
I
I
didn't
know.
do the accent. I stopped doing the accent because you told me to. You're like, no, I can't understand you. So I went very general.
No.
Of course, they don't sound like that. It sounded horrible.
No, he didn't say we don't sound like this. He said we don't say that.
Well, screw him. You don't know.
You fucking lived there. I did all of my research in not Leeds. I did it all of the other places, not Leeds.
Yeah. In the Leeds side streets that you slip down, the provincial towns you jog around, hang the DJ, hang the DJ, hang the DJ. Think about that, bloke-oo.
While you're at it, let's burn some goddamn books. I'm tired of this learning shit we've been doing. I've had just about enough of it, okay, John? Here's the deal. I need all of you to open your books to the first chapter and just rip it out. Throw in the air and stay on your goddamn desks. Oh, shit. Sorry, kids. Your teacher's about to come in. I got to get out of here.
Oh, Captain, my cat. No. I'm cabin boy at best. I got to go. Bye.
Oh, court jester, my jester. What gave it away? The little bells on my shoes?
Speaking of the court jester, we're going to finish up this episode with talking about the life and works of, hey, Woody Harrelson. Big surprise.
Did you know that his brother might be Matthew McConaughey?
His half brother, yeah, I've heard about that once or twice in this episode.
Well, I'm just letting you know. Also, I heard there's a chance that Kurt Russell might be involved in that whole mix-up too. I'm just letting you know, rumors have to start somewhere, and I'm going to start one. Big Trouble in Little McConaughey, Woody Harrelson, Russelltown? I think so.
So Woodrow Tracy Harrelson, who first went by Tracy, was born in Midland, Texas, on July 23rd, 1961, the same day as his father Charles's birthday. When his parents divorced in 1964, his mother Diane Lou Oswald took Woody and his 2 younger brothers to Lebanon, Ohio.
Okay. Well, at least it's Ohio. Not much better. Like, oh, took him to Lebanon. Oh, well. Still domestic, yeah, but Ohio. Oh, Ohio. Shit.
Though as a child, he initially was deemed dyslexic, hyperactive, also psychologically disturbed, Woody instead began acting in high school.
You also forgot lazy, disrespectful, fucking no good. What about you, Pop? No, what about you, Pop? You shoot any judges, Pop? I'm disturbed. I'm disturbed. I'm so like psychologically disturbed. Just like my old man, I am disturbed. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I wonder why he was lashing out as the oldest at an early age. Weird.
The trouble is he's lazy. The trouble is he stinks. The trouble is he's crazy. The trouble is his dad was a murderer and killed a bunch of people and went to jail and now disowned his family.
Allegedly.
Oh my!
Hey, I got a social disease.
Yeah. I got cut from the show. I was very upset. I was like, fuck you, Rogers, Hammerstein. You're okay in my book.
Yeah, right. Yeah, West Side. Sondheim, break a hike. All right. So, because of his acting in high school, he managed to obtain a Presbyterian scholarship to study theater, arts, and English at Indiana's Hanover College, where he was later able to hone his acting craft properly with more than 25 appearances in the stage productions leading up to his graduation in 1983. He was the man in that acting program.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, how many year stint? Was it a 4 or 2?
No, it was a 4. Yeah.
Still, that's a lot. But think about that and graduating though. Like how many rehearsals you'd have to be at, how much memorization and blocking and bullshit you have to. You're doing enough show. You're constantly doing shows.
Yeah.
And you have to go to class and still do homework.
Yeah. So it's main stage and student productions plus keeping a full time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. In my theater program, they had shirts that said, "I can't. I have rehearsal." This, like, you have to bequeath. That is Woody's life at this time, obviously.
Right. Yikes.
So in 1985, he became Matthew Broderick's understudy for a production of Neil Simon's Biloxi Blues for Broadway. But that same year, he was also cast in the role of Woody Boyd on Cheers.
Hey, Mr. Peterson, what are you up to? Oh, my ideal weight if I was 17 feet tall, Woody. Huh.
The good-hearted but dim-witted bartender was a popular character, and in 1989, Harrelson received an Emmy Award. He was nominated a total of 5 times for the role. He remained on the show until the end of its run in 1993, and he essentially replaced the character of Coach, who died in the show due to the actor's death, in between the seasons before 85, so 1984, 85.
Yeah, little do you know, the backstory on that, they were really pitching to keep him on the show because it would have been a lot cheaper just to have 2 people work him around. They didn't have like the Goku puppetry. They hadn't even thought about a real Weekend at Bernie's. So
this is technology at the time. It's just that they didn't have the technology.
We were limited, but now, John.
These days. Oh yeah. Bruce Willis sold his not identity, but his look, his everything, right? Voice, physical features, because they can CGI him in for centuries to come. He's the first person to do it, but he made a mint. So I was like, hey, Bruce, if you have to retire right now, make a mint. Do it, bro.
Yeah. You know what? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
That's right. So while still on Cheers, Harrelson also continued his work as a stage actor, appearing in James Brooks' play Brooklyn Laundry in 91 and drama Furthest from the Sun in 93, which he both wrote and directed. It was a passion piece of his.
Passion piece.
I never thought of Woody as a stage actor, and I love that he continued with those roots for so long. Yeah, it was a great thing to find out in this research.
No, yeah, it's great. That's amazing because you can really hone your craft. Like you can really keep up on, because yeah, TV acting, you get take after take. If it's a live studio audience like Cheers was, it's kind of the same thing, but there's very little once Cheers is done. There's very little live studio audience right now.
Yeah, right.
And then if you get take after take after take, it's like, hold on, let me get it again. Let me get it. Hold on, I can do it. You don't have to be on. You don't have to have like live in the moment. You can like, so let me warm up with a couple.
Yeah. Well, and so many of them are like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and they're filmed like movies. Ozark, they're all filmed like movies. So they're all in location. There's no audience whatsoever. They're literally just filmed like movies, but they are for TV.
Right. Right. Well, yeah, it's a different beast.
Yeah, very much so. Yep, it's two different types of acting. People think, oh, if you can act in one, you can act in the other, and it's just not. It's just different. There's a famous
too big. Your stage, I need you for TV. Too big.
Yeah, right.
Too big. On TV, if you go the other way, like, I can't see you. Yep. I can't hear you. Is this a silent movie? What the hell's happening?
So he went from the small screen to the big screen pretty early on. In '86, he had a bit role in Wildcats, and then L.A. Story in '91. But his first starring role.
Wildcats. I forgot he was in Wildcats.
Yeah, buddy.
What a great movie. Goldie Hawn. The cheerleaders. My mama says you ugly. You ugly. You ugly. My mama says you ugly. And that's what you are. Like, I would go to that game. I would go to that game.
Well, and L.A. Story is another one. It's like both of these are great.
Yeah.
Steve Martin.
Yeah, I forgot about the L.A. Story. But yeah, I remember him in Wildcats. I forgot about him in L.A. Story.
Do you know what his first starring role is? I think you do. That's why I'm asking.
Starring?
Movie role. Yep. Comedy. Early '90s.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, it's with Bill Murray and
That's soon after, but
no, really, with Tropic Heat, the with Will Ferrell.
No.
Oh shit!
Okay.
No, White Man Can't Jump.
There you go. Wow.
White Man Can't Jump.
Ooh.
Holy shit!
Ooh.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be an easy one for you.
We're gonna sizzler. We're gonna sizzler.
With none other
Wesley
than
Snipes.
There you
Wesley
go.
Snipes. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah.
So all that
so
was
problematic. I need to go back.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so problematic to watch.
The title itself. Anyway, his film career didn't really take off until after Cheers was over. When he starred with Demi Moore and Robert Redford in 1993's Indecent Proposal.
Indecent Proposal, yeah. That was a good one.
With that success, he landed the lead role in Oliver Stone's controversial movie, 1993.
Natural Born Killers.
With?
Juliet. Fucking Lawson. Jules Verne. Juliet. Fuck.
Oh, you were so close.
I
Juliet?
can see your face. Juliet Lewis.
There you go.
Yeah, she has a weird. She's hot, but not. She has that weird, like.
Yeah. Can't quite describe it. So she's hot, but not, but that makes her hot. and I'm something there.
Right? Yeah, like, okay, don't give it to him. I'd watch you in Dusk Till Dawn, sure.
Uh-huh. So, in 96, he did Sun Chaser, and then the Farrelly Brothers comedy Kingpin, which you were talking about. Great one,
Such a
but that
great
was
movie.
96. Yeah. He then again sparks controversy with the biopic The People versus Larry Flint.
Larry Flint. Yeah. I had to go out and start buying Hustlers again just so I could see what this fuss was all about. Turns out that is smut.
It's crazy.
Note to self, cancel Hustler subscription. I gotta do that. I've been meaning to do that since 97. That's a joke. That's a joke. I just read them at the library. Don't take my word for it. Go to your local library. No, go ahead.
So it's insane that this got more controversy of his portrayal at first, and then the people were just like, it's smut, it's this, it's that, how dare he, why would he do this? That fades away, and then the general critique, both from critics and the audience, is, oh, he did this beautiful sympathetic portrayal of this person, and that shows his gravitas, that shows his stretch as an actor on film, and that led to so much more.
Motherfucker. Look at that range.
That performance basically boosted Harrelson to A-list actor status.
Yeah. Oh, skip ahead to Zombieland. Let's talk about the Twinkies.
All right, I'll just throw Wag the Dog in 97. That was a meteor role. No Country for Old Men, 2007. Huge film altogether. He got a Screen Actors Guild award for Best Cast, along with Tommy Lee Jones, Javier Bardem, Josh Brolin, and Kelly MacDonald. Semi-Pro, we talked about that. That was way later. That's why I was like, no, you're way up. 7 Pounds with Will Smith. Okay, I have a little bit of so this is kind of cool. All right. Married a lot of women. I don't know, like I told you, his dad married a lot of women, or not married. He was like really into a lot of women. He only married 2, actually. The first was Neil Simon's daughter, Nancy Simon. They married in Tijuana.
He did that for the parts. He's like, write a play about this, Neil.
And then I'll play
it. You think you're better than me, Neil? There was something about at dinner that happened. He's like, fucking write a play about this, Neil. Let's go, babe. We're going to Tijuana.
Yeah, you're really correct, I think, because as they married, they instantly revealed their intentions to divorce the following day. It took 10 months, but they got it official, and then he freely dated several actresses. Glenn Close, Moon Unit Zappa, Frank Zappa's daughter, Ali Sheedy, among others. Then, in 98, he married his former assistant and sweetheart, Laura Louie, has a couple of kids with her, still married to her today.
Yeah, but so honestly, he dated a few people and did a crazy thing early on in life. Yeah, but it's what circles you run in. He just happens to run in circles that people know their names.
Fantastic circles, right? Zappa's daughter, Glenn Close, Ali Sheedy.
Right, no, you said those names. We had heard those, but I'm saying, so what? Did you know that my boy Pete dated a Jennifer and a Mia and a Jules? You don't know their names because you don't run in this circle. They're pretty big names in the community.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're kind of big deals.
I don't know.
All right. I know you want to get a Zombieland, but before that was True Detective, and that's the one where he and McConaughey got real close. They're best friends.
That's right.
And that's where it was first.
That's a series show. That's a series show, not a movie. But yeah.
Right, of his big roles, very prominent. It was most prominent post Cheers series.
I wouldn't go that far.
Role.
It's a series, yes. Oh, you were talking movies
Series role,
all the way
right.
through. Right, we're talking series, and it was a small run, and he was only in one season. But yes. But yeah, it was good. It was good.
So tell me about Zombieland. Why do you like the Jesse Eisenberg duo
It's
with
zombies,
Woody
man.
Harrelson?
It's zombies. It's someone who doesn't take any shit and a fucking puss. I feel very connected to both characters. I feel like, yes, you can stick with me, but here, except you drink any shot I give you. I'm like, you got to stop drinking shots. That's it, John. Letting you go first when we get overrun by zombies. I need you to sign over your likeness to me so I can keep the show going in perpetuity.
AI will fill in the rest. It'll be fine.
Oh, by that time, 100%. I just can't leave a lock of your hair, a vial of your blood, a voice sample, and let technology do the rest, John. Put that in your will or your lockbox. I'll take care of the rest, buddy.
So, final mentions of his career, both silver screen and small screen. He was Tobias Beckett, teaming up with Han Solo in that Solo a Star Wars story, right? So he got himself into the big franchises. That's a big thing, right?
Yeah, keep going. We're almost through.
Shock and Awe and JFK are two films by Rob Reiner, who we just talked about a couple episodes ago, and he was
JFK. Rob Reiner. JFK.
I'm sorry,
that was Oliver Stone.
LBJ. Sorry, LBJ is one, and then Shock and Awe is the other. Both of those are Reiner films. Sorry, not JFK. LBJ. Right. He was the title role in that one.
He was also on tour with Shaka Khan as a backup dancer after he did Shock and Awe.
And the final connection,
right before he did LBJ, but after JFK came out from Oliver Stone. All about timelines, John.
Scratch JFK. Sorry, that's his father. Anyway, those connections to Rob Reiner. In addition to that, he also recently played Archie Bunker in All in the Family in a televised stage production of it. So again, having that connection to Rob Reiner's early roots. Isn't that funny?
Ain't that funny? Ain't that right, John? John.
That's the end of his career. Not the end of his career. There it is.
No. So you guys heard it here first. John L. Peacock is making threats against Woody Harrelson. Here live on Thursdays, the Two-Sided Pod.
I want to finish.
For you, Woody. That's what he will say. I want to finish my life, but we're not going to let you.
I want to finish with some of his talks about his father, because I threw all that out and I don't want to be disrespectful. So in a March 1997 episode with Barbara Walters, Woody Harrelson, in the wake of his Oscar-nominated performance as a Hustler publisher Larry Flint, it steers towards Woody's childhood, and Walters asks him about whether his father was innocent for the murder of John Wood. Quote, "I'm not saying that my father was a saint, but I think he's innocent." When Walter prods, he then says, "I shouldn't be getting into this. This is where we could get into trouble." But he has, for many, many years, said that he's pretty sure his father actually was innocent of that one. He's not saying he didn't kill people. He did. He believes. But he really believes that the judge was just one of his rantings, and they somehow found connections that weren't fully there. And so there's a Guardian article entitled "Woody Harrelson, My Father, the Contract Killer." Quote, "It was in 1981, after he heard his father had been arrested for killing the judge, that Woody tried to get in touch with him, age 20. When were they ever reconciled? Quote, "Oh yeah, I tried for years to get him out, to get him a new trial." Why do you think he deserves a new trial? Harrelson stops and thinks about this as if asked for the first time. Quote, I don't know. He did deserve a new trial. Just being a son trying to help his dad, I spent a couple of million beating my head against the wall. A couple of million, I say, astonished. Easy. Lawyers upon lawyers. So he asked whether there was an influence on Woody from his father. Quote, quite a bit. I was born on his birthday. They have the same thing in Japan where if you say you're born on your father's birthday, you're not like your father, you are your father. And it's so weird when I would sit and talk with him, just mind blowing to see all the things he did just like me, such as idiosyncratic things. The way he laughed, the face, very similar, end quote. Did it scare you that you were so similar? Quote, no, he laughs, and certainly. So Woody even told journalists that his dad was so good at cards that that he was banned by several casinos in Las Vegas. And to end the whole thing, Charles V. Harrelson died in prison in 2007. Were they friends by then? Quote, yeah, we got along pretty good. When you can't hang out and go to a pub, you know what I mean. It's hard. End quote. That's it.
Okay. So a good son, good relationship, even though dad was
Yeah,
a little shady at times, but hey man,
that
no one's
that
perfect.
charisma, right? Yeah,
Ain't nobody perfect. Everybody's got some skeletons. Everybody's got
yeah.
some dirty laundry.
Both of
Speaking of
themselves
which,
and their family. Yeah.
speaking of which, I did laundry today. So I'm very proud of that.
Hey!
Hey, look at this guy.
All right, quickly. The sources for this episode of Two Sided have been first segment, pleasekillme.com. All That's Interesting, the History Channel, Spartacus-educational.com, murderpedia.org, the Texas Monthly, News 4 of San Antonio, Far Out Magazine, mysanantonio.com, The Guardian, and Page 6. And second segment, Britannica, Biography.com, AceShowbiz.com, and Tribute.ca, though some of the articles from first segment were also used in the second. All right.
Crazy. I did murdertopia.org. I did, I looked up a lot of things on harrelson.gov. I found a lot of interesting facts. I applied for a grant, so we might be getting that, John.
And
I got nothing.
I believe that what I said were facts, but I also want to say a lot of allegedly. We don't know what happened. We just know what information I was given. So allegedly.
John L. Peacock, you're like, I think they were all facts, but it's only information I was given at these .com sites. You're a great writer. You're the worst journalist. Jesus Christ, man. If I was your editor, wait, I am your editor. Why don't I do my job better?
Hey, buddy, let's do a shot. Get out of here and then go into the green room.
Yeah, so folks, what's happening? We are going to play all the messages. John L. Peacock yells at me if I start playing messages in the show because he likes to keep a tight ship. He runs a real tight ship. So we're going to stay here in this room. John's going to yell at me because I'm saying it now, but I'm letting you know I'm not ignoring you. We're going to be in this room. John's going to give a little brief speech. We're all going to feel better about ourselves and worse about our relationship with him after these shots. Folks, John, raise your glass and raise your spirits, my friend. Good show, my buddy. Cheers,
thanks, bro.
Man.
Cheers.
Bink, bink, bink.
Actually, before we go, my boy Pete, is there anything from this episode you'd like to take a second glance at, a second look, a second thought, a second opinion? Oh, this is Pete's Retraction Corner.
Yeah, man, I got a few because I realized my old gags don't work anymore, and like I got to start putting work in. Like all the good themes have been taken, and I'm like, I'm not trying to regurgitate shit. I got to come to work early. I got to write my references down so they're funny to get with. I got to put more songs on the list. So I open the show with more songs. And anyone who doesn't know, if you come in at 8 o'clock on the dot, by 8 minutes and 5 seconds, I'm singing a song. You're welcome. Go back and listen. It's only on Spotify. That's the only place you can find it. Apple Pod, Amazon Music. But we're here for you. We're always going to be here.
And that was another edition of Pete's Retraction Quarter, I believe.
Oh, no. And that's the thing. The other one, I need to do better at that. I need to do better at that. I need to write down the question and stop looking off into space like squirrel, and I forget where I'm doing. I need to stop forgetting, start remembering. I got to stop thinking I live down here and start remembering I live up here, John. Show me the money.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We have our open chat show live on Stereo every Tuesday at our usual start time. So if you want to join us or you want to throw some topics out there, email twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO, sidedpod@gmail.com. And for those listening live on the Stereo app, stick around in this room for a continued chat in the green room right now for our after show wind down. That's a wrap for tonight. I'm General Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm my boy Pete in Southern California, baby.
And this was our show. You can eavesdrop wherever you get your podcasts and even join us live, both on our YouTube channel, handle at two-sided-pod, TWO sided pod. Yeah, don't worry about that. It was all one word. And the Stereo app every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, as we talk about the two sides of life, the serious and the fun, here on Two Sided. I love you, Pete.
Me too, John. This guy. This guy.